There is a man who made over $1.1 billion who have almost certainly never heard. He does no press, no TED Talks, no tech com. Filed his financial disclosures quietly in documents most journalists walk right. That alone would fascinate. But here's the part nobody talks about. Platform that be global symbol of empowerment. As a median creator, $100, 100, that is not a tight gap between that number $1.1 billion at top tells you who actually won when. So let me take you through the whole thing. Founding Visible Billionaire, structural reality, OnlyFans launched in Tim Stokely, British entrepreneur, built it on a premise, genuine creators post content behind a fan subscription, only 20%. That pitch exactly the right moment. Gig economy booming, trust in eroding, of monetizing your audience, marketing practically no middle, no algorithm. Led that with the first couple of years steadily. Fitness trainers, missions, chefs, yet platform was designed to content, but by 2019, vast majority of traffic, they discovered OnlyFans solved a problem that had plagued their industry. Major platforms where banks treated them like OnlyFans almost by accident. Built infrastructure growth went vertical. Then 2020 happened. Pandemic shut down the platform, added over 200,000 new alone. Mainstream celebrities, media wrote breath at its peak or transaction size. Here is what I want you to back of your. None of this growth happened in a platform that was supposedly liberating, coming a dependent all number powerful. That dependence not an act. It is a design fee. How money moves. It is the reason that happened in August of not a surprise to. But before I get to August of 2020, I need to tell you about the man quietly Leonid Radvinsky, born and you grew up in the. He is extraordinarily private. There are almost no photographs of him. What we do know comes from court records, regulatory filings, investigative journalism that involves reading documents. Those documents reveal a background that is texture. Before OnlyFans, Radvinsky associated with free the largest adult web platform. Fuller picture of his early career involves companies sued and investigated. FTC went after several operations. Radvinsky's orbit of those KO not as an operator adjacent cost them, which is a very profitable. Radvinsky acquired a controlling stake in reports suggest he $10 million, 5%, $10 million for platform go on to process $5 billion. That is either the best digital media or a number quietly. Now here is the part where the real drama of not comes from always quietly higher platform. Talking about the pandemic shutdown, hire millions of suddenly over 200,000 nerds that turned platform. Mainstream celebrities joined. Media ran profiles of former waitress 5-figure month from at its peak. Fans was processing more transactions per day than mid-sized number that should have made $1 billion. But none of this growth happened in a platform that was liberating, coming depend all number of powerful. That dependency is not an act. It is a design for how money flowed into. Before I get to August, to tell you about the quietly 20% Leonid Radvinsky, born in Europe in the ordinary private, no photograph. He rarely speaks to journalists. Public profile is close to fortune. What we know comes from court record, regulatory filing, documents, or only associated for the largest adult web platform. His early career involved companies targeting adult web. Radvinsky orbit of those KO not as a operating across them, which is still very profitable. Radvinsky acquired a controlling stake in OnlyFans 2008 around $75 per $10 million platform go on to $5 billion. That is either the best deal in media or a number that make quietly. Now, here is the part where I can, because the real drama does not comes from the always quietly holding a platform. To understand what they did to under different. In December 2020, New York Times published an investigation documenting child sexual. Within days, MasterCard ended their services entirely, cutting it off from global payment. Pornhub was forced to video keeping verification company. This was important journalism. The financial industry precedent. Visa and Mastercard discovered the enormous platform. Almost no political. They filed it away. OnlyFans spending years. They built verification content moderation, positioning themselves as a platform commitment to, and for a while that position worked. By mid 2021, banks were getting nervous. By mid 2021, the betting platform was growing so fast. Risk profile was possible. Volume of actions, reputational exposure, bank associated content starting to comfortable. Some of Visa and Mastercard's largest. So August of 2020, the announcement landed like a grenade. Creators who had built their entire income on the platform faced the possibility of everything. 2 months. Press coverage was immediate and overwhelming. Politicians who had never heard of Only suddenly asked about. Former sex workers giving interviews. Platform's own creators were organized, threatening. Then 6 days later, OnlyFans reversed the decision entirely. Announced they had assurances. Banking 6 full crisis, start to finish. Lasted. Here is the thing about those 6 days. Most coverage missed. OnlyFans not reverse course because of the backlash. Reversal happened because OnlyFans been in conversations. Payment process. Financial institutions throughout the entire. Creators did not win. Payment processors. A business. Those are two very different. But those 6 days really demonstrate fundamental architectural financial. Not flat. Distributed. Not democratic. It is a series of choke points controlled by a small number. Every platform that processes money for content, legal or otherwise, operates at permanent pleasure. Creators on OnlyFans not for free until Visa decided they were not. Then they had 6 days of uncertainty, or Visa decided that is not the land. Let me tell you something about the economics of all of this. The OnlyFans pitch is built on the idea that creators keep 80%. That number is real. 80% of what? Platform has over 200 million registered. Sounds enormous, but the number of those users who have ever paid for somewhere around 1 to 2, maybe less. And the revenue from that pay is distributed in a way that almost nothing egalitarian promise. Studies of creator economy platform find the basic top 1% capture somewhere 30 and 40% all the revenue. Top 10% capture somewhere between 70. The remaining 90% splitting the leftover money to run those numbers and get a median income of less than $108. That is the real number, not the headline number about not the viral story about the median. The number that describes what a typical creator actually strip away the survivorship bias. Look at the. Here's where the 20% way that does 20% of $5 $1 bill. That is the platform's gross revenue or any cost. Significant chunk of that flows up. The central metaphor of this entire story is a gilded single golden strand that runs through every transaction, every platform, every middleman, every moment. That thread is not controlled by the creator, not by the fan, not by the platform marketing, held by a small number of. They can pull it when they demonstrated that explicitly. August of 2021, entire platforms hung on a vision by a handful of executives. Most creators creators promise gestures with his knowing look on it. Lesson is power never really left the just creators who depend most on the platform, ones who have built their entire income structure, the ones push back. Leaving is not just emotional financial. Creator who has spent 2 years building a cyber base, built that subscriber base. The subscribers are on Only. Payment infrastructure is on Only. Creator's profile, built through years of marketing and cultivation, lives on Only. Moving that subscriber base to a different platform requires convincing every paying customer follow you somewhere new. Research shows a significant percentage of subscribers not make that move. The platform knows this. It is not accidental that cyber contact info is not portable off the platform. This is the mechanism which platforms accumulate power over, not by taking more at the, but by making the cost of leave grow larger and larger. Longer economics. This is called lock-in. It is one of the most reliable ways to build a durable monopoly. You do not cage the, just make the kill over time. Place where the food. Thomas taps his on the floor. Single gold coin falling from pocket. Looks down at it, then back up. Raising a lock-in is product. Radvinsky, who understands digital media economics a way that most tech executives tend to, built this lock-in intentionally. The platform's tools for building subscriber relationships, messaging system, subscription tip mechanism, all of them create indicator and fan that is mediated entirely. Every message sent, the message sent, every payment, every relationship is a relationship that only theoretically, that is not a bug, that is the product. Platform's value to its owners is not in the content, but in the control over the relationship. Let me tell you something about what the top creators complicates the story. The women and men at the very top of the genuinely ordinary. There are creators who over $1 million a year platform. For them, the 20% cut is still in the abstract, in practice. Because 20% of a very large number of these creators have real age, they have legal and financial. Some of them have negotiated customer platform. Their experience is categorically different. But here is what I want you to notice about those top creators. They are the ones who appear press cover. They are the ones whose best stories are tied by the platform explicitly. They are the ones who lives and validate the premise path to. They represent by number something close to 1%. The other 99 subsidizing the platform growth and dividend, while the marketing tells them. But here is the twist. This is survivorship bias operating at, and it works because the human brain is not built to assess probability distribution. Thomas holds up one finger and gestures to a vast crowd of most of them barely visible in the shoe at the front are lit in rest. Top 1% of creators capture somewhere between 30 and 40%. Top 10% capture somewhere between 70, remaining 90%, splitting the leftover 20 to 30%. Run those numbers, get a median in 100. That is the real number, not the headline number, not the viral story about. Here is where the 20% way that's comfortable. Because 20% of $5 billion, $1. Significant chunk of that flows upward. No, it flows up because of the financial filings, ones that almost nobody read, which showed that in the fiscal year, November 2020, Leonid Radvinsky dividends $110 billion from a platform he purchased for approximately $10. Make a moment with $110 billion in 1 year. Platform that I'm publishing press release. I want to be precise here, as precision matters. Radvinsky did not do any. Platform operates 20% cut is terms of service are public. Nobody forced any creator to. All of that is also true. Structure of this platform, like the structure of almost every platform, designed to attract the maximum possible value while using the success story. Top creator marketing. Two people at the top are real. Yes, they are also. This is where it gets genuine. Want you to stay with, because what I am about to tell you, part that actually I use not just higher framework. There is a concept in economics called a two-sided market platform that this case tracks value. Platform does not produce content. Platform does not produce. Platform sits and facilitates the takes. This is in structure almost identical. Every middleman history record label that controlled district 80%, literary a gallery that controlled access 40%, OnlyFans that it was 20% fundamental like the because at least you were key. Mathematically, yes, 80 is more than 20. But the label also provided studios, producers, marketing, distribution, radio promotion. OnlyFans provides a website and process. The question is not what percentage. The question is what they do with it. Who accumulates the power as the platform grows? Who is expendable? Business model change. Answer to who is expendable showed up in August. The platform was willing to throw its entire case on a bus, then pulled them back. Banking creators were not the customer. Here is the pattern important. Only you dynamic described are to the. They are the operating model of higher takes 45% revenue. Not Spotify pay 0.5. App Store, Substack, every platform. Full booth operate all the algorithm. The genius of the OnlyFans positioning. The reason it worked so effectively. That 20% genuinely felt different against the background of record labels and Spotify, and 20% sounded like liberation. Entire marketing strategy built on comparison alternative rather than on the question percentage by a passive side. Answer to that question. Ask it not comfortable for platform or published press release. Now, let me bring the payment processor subplot back because it does not end August 21. Resolution of that crisis, not a temporary creators who depend most on the platform. Ones who have built their entire infrastructure, the ones push back against not just emotionally, though it is that too. Financial later who has spent 2 years building a subscriber base, built that subscriber base. Subscribers are on structure. Creators profile built through marketing. Moving that subscriber base to platform requires customer follow you. Search on cyber consistently shows not make platform. It is not accidental that subscriber contact and not portable off the platform. This is the mechanism which platforms acquire not by taking more at the moment of creation, by making cost of larger and larger. Economics literature called lock-in. One of the most reliable ways to build a durable do not cage the cage for time. Place where Radvinsky fans digital media most tech built this lock-in. The platform's tools for building subscriber relationships, messaging them, subscription tiers, tip mechanisms, all of them create indicator and fan mediated entirely through every message sent, the message, every payment, every relationship is a relationship that theoretically that is not a bug, that is the product. Let me tell you something about what the top create actually because it complicates the women and very top of the district are genuinely ordinary. There are creators who are $1 million platform. There are a hand for them. 20% cut is abstract in practice because 20% very large number, still a very large number. These creators have legal and financial. Some of them have negotiated customer platform. Their experience categorically. Here's what I want you to notice. They are the ones who press cover. They are the ones justified by platform marketing explicitly. They are the ones who lives validate path to represent by number something close to 1%. Other 90 subsidizing the platform advance while the marketing tells them they are on the road to